This week, in the small town of Yorktown, Texas, something unsettling shook the local community. The Yorktown Memorial Hospital, long rumored to be one of the most haunted buildings in America, has been officially shut down. Officials say the building is no longer structurally safe. But locals whisper of a darker reason, something inside that could no longer be contained. Imagine walking down endless corridors, where every shadow seems to move, every whisper carries a warning. This is not just history, it's the reality of a place where the line between life and death has always been thin. Yorktown Memorial Hospital was built in the 1950s by the Felician Sisters, a Catholic organization devoted to healthcare. It was designed as a sanctuary, a place where the sick, the dying, and the desperate could find help. But soon after its opening, reports of strange deaths and unexplained accidents began to emerge. Some patients died during routine procedures. Others vanished from their rooms for hours, only to be found later, pale and disoriented. Hospital staff reported seeing figures in the hallways, shadowy nuns or patients that weren't there, and hearing voices that made no sense. By the 1970s, the hospital had gained a reputation that locals whispered about behind closed doors. Families avoided the building after dark. Even employees spoke in hushed tones about the presence that lingered in the halls. When it finally closed as a medical facility in the 1980s, the building should have gone quiet. Instead, the darkness seemed to deepen. Over the years, Yorktown Memorial became a magnet for paranormal enthusiasts. Tours were organized to explore its shadowy halls, especially at night. Visitors tell chilling stories. Children's laughter echoing in empty wards. Footsteps following you down long, dark hallways. Sudden cold spots that freeze your breath. One story stands out. A group of investigators once spent the night in the basement, and all their equipment failed simultaneously. They reported hearing a voice whisper, "Leave. Or stay forever." Shadowy figures, often described as nuns, have been photographed by multiple visitors. Some report feeling touched, or even pulled by invisible hands. Paranormal teams have recorded EVP, electronic voice phenomena, that sound like moaning, crying, and indistinct warnings. And now, this week, Yorktown Memorial Hospital has been officially sealed. The city declared it unsafe. Officials cited collapsing ceilings, crumbling walls, and hazardous materials. But something about the timing seems suspicious. Just weeks ago, the building was alive with activity, paranormal tours, investigative teams, and thrill seekers from across Texas. People paid to spend the night, eager to witness supernatural phenomena. And many did. Several reported seeing the same shadowy nun, watching from the chapel. Others claimed they heard screams from the basement, and even doors slamming shut on their own. Days after these tours, the city abruptly closed the building. Coincidence? Or something more sinister? Eyewitness stories. Some of the most disturbing accounts come from visitors last month. A teenager on a tour said she felt something whisper directly into her ear, "You shouldn't be here." A paranormal investigator reported that one night, a spirit seemed to follow him home, leaving marks on his arms. Another visitor described hearing an old man sobbing in the hospital lobby, even though no one had been there for decades. Each story adds a layer to the hospital's haunting, a pattern of activity that has only intensified over the years. Several reported seeing the same shadowy nun, watching from the chapel. Others claimed they heard screams from the basement, and even doors slamming shut on their own. Days after these tours, the city abruptly closed the building. Coincidence? Or something more sinister? Media coverage and public reaction. News outlets covered the closure extensively. Express News reported, The city has officially closed the doors to Yorktown Memorial Hospital due to safety concerns, but paranormal enthusiasts claim the building's dark history played a part. Social media exploded with speculation. Some users shared photos of the hospital's boarded-up windows, others debated whether the spirits inside had grown restless. Ghost forums lit up with questions about what had triggered the sudden closure. Even paranormal investigators voiced their concerns, warning that the building may now be too dangerous, not just physically, but spiritually. Theories and speculation. Many locals believe the closure wasn't purely about structural integrity. Rumors abound. Was a new discovery made inside the building that forced immediate action? Did one of the recent tours disturb something that had been dormant for decades? Or are the spirits themselves now too strong to allow anyone inside? Some suggest that the building's dark energy has accumulated over more than 70 years of death and suffering, and it has finally reached a breaking point. Others think it's a cover-up, a way to hide something terrifying from the public eye. Historic preservation efforts. The owners of the building recently applied to have it listed as a historic landmark. If accepted, the hospital would be preserved for future generations. This could allow researchers, historians, and thrill-seekers to continue exploring. But only under controlled conditions. For now, the doors are locked, no one is allowed inside, and the spirits, if they ever leave, they are certainly keeping silent for now. Conclusion. Call to action. Yorktown Memorial Hospital is more than an abandoned building. It is a place where history, death, and the supernatural collide, and with its sudden closure this week, the mystery is deeper than ever. So here's the question: was the hospital shut down because of safety hazards, or because something inside forced it to close? Leave your thoughts in the comments below. And remember, sometimes the scariest places aren't in the movies, but right here, in our own world, waiting silently in the shadows.